Hi, this is Thor from TC Electronic here with Søren Andersen.
Hello. Hey, Tor.
Hi, good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
You come more or less straight from tour with Glenn Hughes, or?
Yeah. It's pretty busy these days.
Keeping busy, that's good.
Yeah, I have an album release with Mike Tramp on next Thursday.
Yeah?
And then he flew back to Australia, and then I go to UK to play with Glenn for 20 days, and then back to Denmark and work on my solo tour because I'm releasing my first solo album in June.
That's awesome, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So how's the album coming along? Is it finished or?
Yeah, everything is done, mastered and mixed, and cover art is done. Everything is ready to go.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And I think we're hearing a little bit in the background here. You're doing the singing as well?
Yeah, I do. That's the new thing.
Yeah? And what about, you play guitar, everything else?
I have a drummer. I have actually 3 drummers on the record,
Yeah.
and I have bass players as well because, of course, I can play bass, but I can play pick bass. I can't play the finger bass. And some of the songs were like very groovy, and I love that 70s kind of bass playing. So I called some of my friends, and we had a blast. That was great.
And you have a studio as well?
Yeah.
So it's recorded there? Or?
Yeah.
You did that yourself as well? Or?
Oh yeah.
So it's a real solo project, I guess.
Totally.
Solo project.
I got hands on everything.
Yeah. Do you consider this more of a guitar album, or is it like songs, or is it?
There's a lot of guitars.
That's good.
There's a guitar solo in every song, but it's very much a songwriter record as well because I'm a huge fan of songwriting, and I think it's something that lots of rock bands forgot these days. They have all the tattoos and they can drink all the whiskey and they have all the girls and the right guitars, but they can't write a song. So I co-write all the songs with people from LA, from London, from all around the world, just to make sure that I think and I feel that the songs are there, and then I add all the rock and roll afterwards.
So it's not just an album for guitar players. It's actually something you could have your girlfriend listen to as well.
Well, yeah, if it's a rock and roll girl,
yeah. Of course it is. Has to be.
Yeah.
So we've locked you in the basement here to do some tone prints.
Yeah.
And we have the Vortex flanger here.
Yeah.
So when you think of flanging, what do you think of? What's your goal for getting a nice flanger sound?
Oh yeah, there's only one flanger in the world, and that's the MXR.
Cool.
That's the first flanger I got, and I still have it actually.
Yeah.
And it's just that's the flanger in my world. So when I saw you guys were making a flanger, and you told me about the tone prints, I was just curious about how close can we get a 2010, 2011 digital flanger. Yeah. How close can we get to the original MXR flanger?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the trip for me today, because I'm not a big flanger guy, but
I guess it's the kind of thing you put on one riff or
one
solo. Or
but it sounds good when if you comes to the the ending.
Yeah,
I think it's a great effect.
Yeah.
So,
but I guess if you have that kind of that classic Eddie kind of sound, and at the same time you have the option with the pedal to do the more classic chorusy kind of liquid flanging thing that you'd know from Andy Summers and the Police.
Yeah.
And then on top of that you have the tape flanger, so you can do those old school Hendrix type of things as well.
Yeah.
You have a pretty versatile flanger there.
Oh yeah.
It's not just that kind of one-trick pony.
Exactly. I know, but I was just curious about how close we could get to the MXR.
Excellent.
Just as an experiment.
Let's see how close you got.
Oh yeah.
I'll just load it in here.
Yes. I've been here for 5 hours just programming pedals. Just before we hear it, because again the reference here is very much Van Halen, and he did his drive from his Marshall. He just cranked it up.
Yeah.
He actually gave it. He underpowered it.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
The old Variac thing?
Yeah. So the drive and distortion from the head was so heavy.
Yeah.
So to emulate that thing, my flanger is in front of my drive pedal.
Yeah.
Because I guess normally people have those kind of pedals after the drive section.
I guess it depends on what kind of effect you want, really.
Yeah.
But for that kind of thing, I mean, same goes with like Univibes. I mean, you won't get that classic Hendrix Univibe sound unless it's in front of the...
Exactly. Yeah.
But there's a whole school and religion about where to place things. But you place it in front of the...
This works for me, yeah. And just to make it real, let's put it on the floor.
Cool.
Next to the coffee. So here's my drive tone.
That's pretty darn cool.
It's pretty cool, isn't
That's
it?
really cool.
So let's play Unchained, which is a very famous Flanger Van Halen riff.
Yep.
It will sound like this.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's what you're basically going for. And what about if you turn the knobs around? Is it like does it change a lot, or are you trying to keep it within that same range of?
Well, I set the parameters so when you download my tone print and you set everything 12 o'clock,
Yeah.
then you get this.
Yeah.
And then I tried to remember the MXR as good as I could. Like, okay, this might be the fastest and the slowest speed we need.
Yeah.
This might be the amount of feedback that we need.
Yeah.
So it's pretty close, I think.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, great. So I guess that's the Søren Andersen flanger tone print.
I guess
Vortex
so.
flanger tone print. Want to play a little bit more for us?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Brilliant.